Welcome back to another reading and correcting by with me, Kindar, the Tiger Writes, and Ty, the Tiger Supervisor. These are where I read chapter of a story and correct it as I go. If you want to listen to them live, it's every Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. And if you want to support me, that is on my Patreon. Today, we are doing Chapter 2 of Feeling the Way. I woke up slowly. I heard sounds, got a sense of my body. I was seated and I woke up slowly. I heard sound, got a sense of my body. I was seated. Then the sounds began making sense. He is waking up already? A new voice, but I didn't know from. I knew that voice, but I didn't know from where. You want me to hit him again? A new voice, male, deeper. It was familiar too. I focused on the again. Right. I'd been hit already. He'd hit me before. Don't bother. The previous voice. He's tied up. He isn't going to be a problem now. He was right about being tied up. The cord was thick, rough. I remembered I'm strong. Right. I was strong. Stronger than normal. And it all came back. I raised my head with an intake of breath. My lung hurts. Had I forgotten to breathe? The light was bright, artificial. As my eyes adjusted, I heard motion. More than two people. More than the two speakers. Shape resolved themselves. The fox from the diner, a bear holding a 2x4 in one hand, two weasels on their left, a cat and a dog on their rights. Sound from behind me. A trio of sheeps. A trio of sheep. In that one look over my shoulder, I caught a few extra details. I didn't have my jacket on. I located it on the table. My phone was next to it, still in one piece. The other detail was the chair I was seated on. Light brown wood, solid to the touch. I didn't dig a claw in because when I looked down and around to get a better look at it, it was good workmanship. This was the kind of chair my dads would like to have at their table. What is this? Maple? Beech? I asked, more to myself. Oak, the bear replied. My dad made it. My heart sank. And you tied me to it? It's tough. Not tough enough. I looked around. Is there a metal chair you can move me to? There had to be something here that didn't have any emotional connotation to someone. A factory of some sort. Machinery covered with thin layer of dust. This place had closed down recently. I nodded to the closest machine. It had inch thick metal legs. Why don't you tie me to that? I won't cause problem while we get that done. We can pick up after that. Why? The fox asked. Is wood your kryptonite or something? I sighed. It was like dealing with my father's. This was an emotional thing. I looked at the bear. You, Milo, he offered. Milo. Do you really want your father's chair in the middle of this? You guys are planning on hitting me, right? What if one of you misses and damages the chair? I swear I'm not going to cause trouble while you move me to another spot. Dale, the bear said, maybe we can. It's a trick. The moment we loosen the ropes, he's going to jump us. I sighed. I'm sorry about the diner. He punched me. Swung. My head swung to the side from the impact, and I worked my jaw. You fucking got her to leave me. He punched me again. I didn't resist. My head snapped to the side again. When he didn't hit me again, I don't need the again here. When he didn't hit me again, I looked at him. She hasn't left you yet. I was lying, I wasn't lying, I told myself. I couldn't know what decision she'd make. while driving. Maybe she wasn't as smart as I hoped. I just gave you two space to breathe, de-escalate the... He punched me again. Or redirect your anger. That works too. I understand that life's tough right now, but it's not a reason to take it out on your wife or anyone else really, but the fox, Dale, the Barrett called him, laughed. You understand? A rich boy like you understand what we're going through? I sighed. What gave it away? I tried to downplay my status as much as I could. My riding clothes were good quality. Really? Why don't you like this? We're good quality, but not top of the line. Yeah. My phone was when I bought it, but that was 3 years ago. The Ducati, Milo said. You were wearing motorcycle gear. It was the only bike in there. The bike there. I closed my eyes and groaned. Please tell me you didn't touch my bike. We haven't, Dale said. Yet. His malicious grin was from ear to ear. Don't. It's not a Ducati. That's just the emblem my father put on it so the police wouldn't ask too many questions. Plural. He built it for me. If you touch it, I'm going to have to beat you up, and I promise your wife I wouldn't do that. Dale punched me again. His anger punched me again. His anger compensated a little for his lack of muscle. Don't you fucking mention her. Fine, I won't. Just get it out of your system and we can all go on with our lives. The fuck stared at me. Is there something wrong with you? I'm planning on beating the crap out of you and you just want me to get on with it? I'd been beaten up by better people than him in my life. I'd been beaten up by the best of them. Any fight I have with Wolfgang that lasted more than 5 minutes ended up with me getting the shit beaten out of me. There's no way to win a fight against him. At all. Not one-on-one anymore, anyway. Anyway. So these punches, I felt them, but they didn't hurt. The head snapping was more physics than me trying to hold my head still. Than me not trying to hold my head still. Working the jaw, well, that was more for effect than anything else. I started to reply, but my phone rang. The society ring. So I couldn't just ignore it. Milo, can you check and tell me what number is calling? I think you're busy right now, Dale said. Yes, but I have to know the number so to know if that's more important than this. The fucks punched me, speaking between each one. Nothing is more important than what I'm doing to you. Do you understand? In the middle of Dale's rant, Milo read the number off the display. 418 area code, so Quebec City. I wasn't aware of any current business with the Carbonell family, so it could wait. When the fox stopped, I nodded to the bear. Thanks, we're good. I told Dale. They can wait. The fox stared at me, looked at his fist, me again. Mac, beat him up. The largest of the sheep stepped in front of me, cracking his knuckle. Oh, I have been looking I've been looking for an occasion to beat one of the little rich boy. He swung back. You people are cancer on this country. Stop, I told them. The ship froze at the intensity of my voice. I looked at Dale. I thought this was about your wife. What do you care why you get beaten up? I had something to do with your wife. My family's got nothing to do with the economic downturn. You rich folk all hoard your money. Find loopholes so you don't have to pay taxes. This problem is your fault. The fox spat. I couldn't deny the country's wealthy were a large reason the economy was tanking. Even the society family. Even the society family had played their part, not all, but a lot more than should have. My family pays their taxes more than what were requested. Our wealth is our city, so we invest in it. San Francisco was one. Right. So, I, actually, no, that's right. It's no longer San Francisco Bay at this point because San Francisco has now expanded to, yeah, okay. It's back to just being San Francisco. San Francisco was one of the few cities doing well because of how hard my family worked at making sure it weathered this storm. I am sorry you were hit hard, that your factory had to close. If it was within my power, I'd put an end to it. But I'm just one tiger. Even my entire family doesn't have the pull to fix this. So, beat me over your wife, but do not make me the face of the current crisis. Dale was in my face, trying to look scary. You think I fucking care what you want? You're going to get beaten up because the sun rose this morning if that's what I want. Shh. Mac, shut him up. He stepped away. I fixed my gaze on the sheep. Are you certain you want to do this? The hesitation vanished under a sneer and he wound back. I need to pause this here and explain something, otherwise you're going to say I'm making all this up. First, this is predicated on me assuming that you are at least a little aware of the existence of magic. I know I'm taking a chance. If you haven't heard about any of the shrines that popped up since the diamond incident, you're going to have to take me at my word because I am not going in detail. My family is one of those magical people. We're not one of those who advertise. Our shrines are private. This isn't a judgment on the others. It's just so you don't waste your time looking for ours. And even if you found one, we don't do healing like the Makana shrine or wealth charms like the few places in China. Our magic is personal to ourselves. So keep in mind the magic I do isn't the lightning bolt or fireball kind. It's all about me, my body, and my abilities. Time didn't slow down. It was simply my awareness that increased. As Mac pulled his arm back, I rocked myself forward, planting my feet down, grabbing one of the exquisite dowel that made the back of the chair in each hand, and stood. The chair shattered before the ropes broke. The wood didn't have the flexibility. Mac was swinging at me now, his eyes wide, registering I'd move, but too late to do anything about it other than swing at the empty space. I brought the hardwood stick down on his forearm, wincing as the bone snapped. Someone slammed into me and I went to the floor, but my body was already adjusting, moving without me thinking. Instead of hitting the concrete face first, I landed on my back, legs already in the air to keep the momentum going. I pushed myself with a hand, launching myself up. With the other, I hit the sheep, my spin dislodged across the head. While in the air, I noted where everyone was, except for the sheep who tackled me. They were standing still, stunned. I landed on my feet, spun my improvised eskrima stick, and waited. I wasn't attacking first, and maybe this was enough for them. The two weasels came at me holding knives. I stepped back, parried, raised a leg in an attempt to kick it out. Raised a leg at an attempt to kick it out from under me. I was nowhere near as good as Paul. The gift he granted me is only a fraction of what he can do. But those two amateurs telegraphed their intentions, so I sidestepped them with ease, letting them tire themselves out as I felt more alert. I swept the feet out from under one with my sticks, and on the return planted them both in the other's chest, lifting him up and propelling him away. The last sheep, the cat and dog, rushed me, swinging and kicking wildly. I parried a kick, redirecting it to hit the dog. I maneuvered so that when I dodged a punch, the sheep was hit instead. The cat kicked. The cat I kicked directly. In the breathing space, I saw the 2x4 swing at me and made a decision. I took it. My head snapped, my jaw hurt, I tasted blood, but the fight had lasted long enough. I was stronger and tougher than when it began. The end of the 2x4 was a shattered mess. I reached for the bear, grabbed him by the collar, put a hand on his stomach and with a scream lifted him over my head and threw him at a stack of crate. Among the sound of shattering wood, I heard the distinctive sound of a hammer cranking back. I threw myself down just before the detonation, rolled to a crouch, and threw a stick at the fox. It impacted the gun hard enough to shatter. The gun flew out of the fox. To throw. Yeah, okay, I see what. Impacted the gun hard enough to shatter. The gun flew out of the fox's hand, and I casually strode toward him. I kicked the bear in the face as he struggled to stand. Sorry, Milo, you need to stay down. The fox's eyes were wide in fear. His hand bled from the multiple cut by the wooden shrapnel. You promised Mirabelle you wouldn't hurt me. That was before you pulled a gun on me. I glanced at the antique piece on the floor. You're lucky that thing didn't explode in your hand. What are you? He asked, looking around at the groaning and unconscious man on the floor. Pissed, I replied, punching him harder than I should. While he groaned on the floor, holding his stomach, I put my jacket on. I cursed myself as I went through my pockets, confirming everything was there. I shouldn't have let my temper loose like this. I should just have let them beat me over the damn economy if it made them feel better. They didn't deserve the beating I gave them. I checked my phone, no message, so definitely not important. Milo groaned as I approached, trying to put a hand under himself to push up. I'm sorry about the chair. Your dad really does good work. He dropped down, panting. I walked out of the factory and walked up 2 blocks until I saw the diner. My bike was still there, not one scratch on it. I got on, slotted my phone in, and took off. I sped out of town and kept speeding. What do you... And kept speeding up. Kept accelerating. Until my bike shook under my hand and threatened to carry it out of control. I put all my intention... Oh, come on! Really? I fixed it and now you're telling me bring it? No. You're not going to play that game with me. And kept accelerating until my bike shook under my hands and threatened to carry it out of control. I put all my attention on keeping control of it so I wouldn't be able to think about what just happened. And this concludes Chapter 2 of Feeling the Way. If you're enjoying this, leave a like. If you want to know when the next chapter is going to be up, subscribe, hit the bell. If you want to read the rest of the story, well, now this one's different from the other because it is only available on my Patreon at this time. So you're going to have to support me there. Even at $1, you can get access to this. There's a good amount of it written. Yeah, if you want to listen to those live, it's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. And yep, the links are in the notes. And with that, I shall wish you a good day.